What do you think she caught her husband doing when she opened the door of the bathroom? What do you think? And what do you think she did? It is the question of our students today in Love School Answers. Men and women, pay attention. Married ones, single ones, pay attention, because this question will teach you lots of things. It is not a question that usually we answer here, so pay close attention. Let's go.
Você está ouvindo Escola do Amor Responde com Renato e Cristiane Cardoso.
Our student here from São Paulo sent her question and will speak about what happened when she was shocked when she opened the door of the bathroom.
I have been married for 5 years. We always had a good relationship since the beginning, a good marriage. Since the dating period was really good, without fight, discussions, very nice period. And I didn't have any time of suspicion against him. I didn't have any reason to be suspicious about anything. I have free access to his phone and he has access to my phone. We have the passwords of each other. And recently, he was taking a shower and then I entered the shower and I found a scene that he was watching a pornographic video, and automatically he was masturbating himself in the shower. For me, it was a shock because we didn't have any problem in our relationship regarding our sexual life. We didn't have any problem. We always had an active sexual life, and I don't know what to do.
Well, students, let's go to good news first. You said that in these years of being married, everything was very well between the both of you. There are no secrets, nothing to hide. Both have the passcodes of each other's phones. And it is the first time that you have this disappointment with your husband. Most probably because you were not expecting this from your husband and you were in a state of shock. Well, good news is that your relationship does not come from a troubled past and your sexual life is active and, as far as you know, is satisfactory. You can speak on his behalf. So what is the problem? If the problem is not in the lack of intimacy, not that this should justify it, but at times this is what men say. I need to watch pornography because my woman does not let her be touched or for me to have contact with her. Then men resort to this because of lack of intimacy. But not even this is happening here. So what is happening? The main problem is that your husband does not see, or he didn't see, as a problem. This is the main problem. In his head, it could be justified as something natural, as it is common amongst men who fell in this lie of pornography to think that this is a thing that men do. And I'm harming nobody. It's just something I do in my privacy. That's why he was in the bathroom. And most probably he hid this from you for a long time. And he thinks that pornography is something normal and is harmless. But in reality, he's harming himself and harming you. So much so that you felt bad. Because a woman who is on the other side and knows that her husband watches pornography, how does she feel? Man, husband, let's swap places. What if you knew that your wife resorts to pornography to feel pleasure? As a man, answer this to yourself. Would you be happy? would you say, this is a thing that women do? No, you wouldn't say that, because what happens in pornography? Pornography doesn't teach sex, it teaches lies. Those who learn from pornography, they are learning a lie, because that's not real. Pornography sells a script, a fantasy that no real cop can follow. So it becomes a frustration. Pornography harms those who watch it because it promotes frustration. One of the greatest promoters of sexual impotence or erectile dysfunction, so men can no longer have an erection, it's the use of pornography. Because those who are watching pornography are teaching their brain to get excited with images, to get excited with images and not a person. Different images, and which real person can compete with it? Which real relationship can compete with it? No one can. Therefore, what pornography sells is a lie, and it steals from the person their desire, because how many men cannot be with their wife sexually? They have a woman just for him. At times, so beautiful, but they cannot feel anything for her because he trained his mind to only be excited with images that are fantasy. Pornography sells the lie that it will spice up things in your room, in your relationship, but what it brings to your room is impotence, frustration, insecurity. What it brings to your room is your partner feeling that they are not enough. So there's nothing good with pornography. There's absolutely nothing. I will not even speak about the moral things. And pornography world, in reality, is a crime. Women trafficking, and many other things that happen in this business. And things that those who watch it, they are sponsoring. But I'm talking about the couple. So friend, your husband doesn't see it, and he justifies it with selfishness. So if you want to do something about it, you ask, what should I do? Well, now that you've been through this shocking moment, you had the shock to witness this, now you need to shock him. And what it should be, without losing your temper, not being emotional, being rational, before having a conversation with him, first talk to yourself. Ask yourself, you as a woman, as a wife, ask yourself, am I ready to have a husband who looks for other women on the internet to satisfy him sexually? Ask yourself this question. If you say, well, for me it's okay as long as he doesn't do that outside the house, if he keeps in our bathroom, it's okay. If this is your answer, then that's the end. Now, if you say, I don't accept this, I feel that this is disgusting, I will never accept it. If you are firm in your conviction, so here comes the time for you to tell him your position. Dear, if there's something missing in our intimacy, I want to work together with you to give you pleasure every time. But I will not accept you to look for other women on the internet. If you want to talk to me about this, so you will talk alone, because here our relationship ends. Yes, you need to shock him. Didn't he shock you? Now you have to shock him. Calmly, but first, you need to be very certain of this position of yours, because if he doesn't accept it and remains doing it, you need to be ready to deliver what you've promised. And this is the only way that a man can understand this message. If his woman shocks him, otherwise he'll just justify it, say that it is normal. Anyway, you both can go deeper in the topic to educate himself about it, because I believe that many men who do it, they have never been in touch with the reality of pornography. They were never educated about the topic. Then he can propose himself to learn more about this topic. But if you want to keep a healthy relationship, you need to nip it in the bud. So you need to stand your ground and say, that's it, otherwise I won't remain on our relationship. Is it radical? Yes, but to remain in love, we need to be radical. There are certain things we cannot tolerate or accept in our marriage, unless you want to accept a marriage that you are insecure, you are afraid, you're expecting betrayal, and things of the sort. Quality marriage have rules, and some of them are quite radical. Well, students, that's all for today. We come back at the same time, the same place, with more Love School answers. I want to remind you that this Thursday we'll have the seminar about how childhood impacts your adulthood. And if you are very sincere with yourself and look within, you will find things from your childhood that impact your love life in a negative way. If you want to get rid of it, write it on a paper, any piece of paper, the best way you can, and bring Thursday, 8 p.m. at the Temple of Solomon. Christiane and I will help you to get rid of this past. See you then. What about you? What do you think about this topic? Have you been through something similar in your relationship? Do you want to leave your experience below? Do you have someone or know someone who are going through something similar and must hear these tips? Then pass it on. Share it with them. See you next time. Bye-bye.